Hello, and welcome to another segment of There It Is. I am your hostess with the mostest, Sapphire, and today we are going to talk about how to get rid of emotional baggage. Now, everybody talks about it, everybody has it, everybody wants to get rid of it, nobody knows how. So, I took a few notes and wrote down a few things, so I'm not saying this off the top of my head. Basically, before you can get rid of your emotional baggage, you've got to love yourself. And before you can love yourself, you gotta like yourself. And, well, before you can even like yourself, you have to accept yourself. So, this is basically what I'm helping you to do to accept yourself, which will lead to liking yourself and eventually loving yourself. And once you love yourself, then you can actually determine the way that you deserve to be loved. Okay. Step one. It's time to get spiritual. Bottom line, pray. Okay. I don't care how you go about it, what religion you're in, or if you're like Chelsea lately or whatever the hell her name is, and you pray to vodka, whatever. It's time to get spiritual. You are not going to be able to unload immaterial baggage without it. You just can't. I'm sorry. If you can, good luck. Let me know. And I'll say your name on tape. Okay. Step 2. No dating until mostly all emotional wounds are gone. Okay? And I say mostly all because they're not all going to leave. You can forget it. You are still going to have heavy burdens. It's just not going to be that heavy anymore. And that's the reason why people call it baggage, because it is so heavy, you know. And Erykah Badu's song Bag Lady, silly me, I actually thought that it was about a bag lady. Come to find out, she was talking metaphorically about how much we carry within us, that it literally and physically weighs us down, and it does. So, but if you notice, in a lot of the baggages, even before you put anything in it, it's already heavy. So you're going to have burdens, just not nearly as many. So, um, next step, cut down on sex, if not to avoid it altogether. I cut it completely out of my life for the past year. I still can't believe it. I was one of those pray. Okay? That's all I can say. If you don't pray, I can give you 100 things to do. It's not going to work. But, Sierra was actually applauded for this, where she abstained from sex, called herself being a virgin again or whatever. I think Making Good did the same thing, but whatever you want to call it, I was concerned about this myself because I have taken bouts of celibacy, and it lasts me all of a few months. But I prayed, and I'm like, I cannot do this, Lord, without you. It's not going to work. It's a part of me. You made it a part of me, So I can't do it without you. And I changed the name. What's the name? We'll get into that later. But instead of, even though it is abstinence, even though it is celibacy, shut up, train. I guess you might as well know. I tend to get a little silly. But, you can call it what you want. What I called it, to take it more seriously myself, I call it a vow of purity. And the reason why is for these other steps that I'm about to give you. Okay? Because when your mind is not on sex and getting that fix, and that's what it is, do not fool yourself. If you are not married or in a very stable relationship, it's a fix, pure and simple. And even in those realms, the fact that the time frame that it takes to have sex with your partner at any one time, it's a fix. So, but this is why I call it a vow of purity, because I wasn't just abstaining from sex. I was getting to know myself better. Okay? So, these are the things that I did, because the way you view it is going to determine the way you get through. So, Remember what you loved to do most in the past for recreation, and make sure that you do it again alone. What I used to love to do is, well, one of the things was read. Read a book. I always felt like I had all these different issues and problems, so my main thing is self-help all the way. Um, Another thing that I used to like to do is color. You know, regular coloring book, regular crayons, you know. But the main thing that I used to love, to love, to love, to love, to love, to love, to love to do is shoot pool. And when I started getting into that and going to shoot pool by myself, it made me feel better. I mean, I was still kind of in competition, but, you know, because I think that is one of the few games out here that is not a video game where you can actually beat yourself. So, I did that. When you do it, pay attention to how it makes you feel. You know, that's the reason why you're doing it alone, because you're not trying to focus your attention on anything else but you. And just focus on that and what kind of memories it brings back for you. For me, it took me back to when I had first started shooting pool. I was 9 years old and I was in my cousin's basement. And my dad, God bless him, he taught me how to rack. He taught me how to chalk my cue. He told me the basics of how to actually shoot the stick toward the white ball so it can hit some of the other colored balls. And the little holes in the table, those were called pockets. That was all I needed to know. He set me loose and I've been gone ever since. Another thing that I did was I remembered a very, very dear friend of mine. And he died. Heart attack. And we dated for a while, but we never even really got to boyfriend, girlfriend stage. We were just hanging out, dating, having a good time. And I remember when we used to go and shoot pool together. and the way he used to put his arms around me to try to get me to. Good God. Some of these notifications are just. Well, if you were asleep before, you're awake now. But it just took me back to happier times. Okay. Here's something you're not going to like, and I'm giving you fair warning. Focus on certain words or phrases that make you feel uncomfortable and why it bothers you so much to hear it. Oh my God. I have 2 words. I'm not telling y'all what they are. But you say it and we got a problem off the rip. And everybody has trigger words. That's what I call them. Everybody has trigger words. It don't matter. It does not have to be derogatory. It could be doorknob. Okay? And somebody out there does not like the word doorknob. Thank God I ain't never met him. But it's been instilled and ingrained for so long, and it hasn't been touched upon. Okay, now this is the reason why I say find the words or phrases that make you feel uncomfortable. Because still using the technical term of doorknob, okay, you would think, okay, it's just, I just said doorknob and the fool stormed off. What the hell? But what you don't know, and what they've probably even forgotten, is the fact that when they were kids, when they were bad, they got locked in the closet. And the reason why they were locked in the closet is because of a missing doorknob on the inside of the door. Now think about it. If you're up there in the dark by yourself for a crazy amount of time, and the only thing that is stopping you from being free is a missing doorknob, not only that, but whenever you finally do get out and people keep telling you, you know you don't want to go back in that closet because you know it don't have a doorknob. You're going to be in there forever. Or the person who punished you up there talking about, Yeah, that fool got on my nerves, you know. Oh, thank God for that closet with the missing doorknob. Okay, well, you could be with this person having a great time, and for whatever reason, the door is jammed. You're like, that damn doorknob, and the next thing you know, wham! He just hit the door. It's like, where the hell did that come from? That's why. Doorknob. Okay? Next step. Start to forgive the ones who made you feel inferior by using those words, and then forgive yourself for letting them have unspeakable power over you all that time. Now, this is very important because there really are two people that you have to forgive. You have to forgive that person or people, or even a pet. You never know. But then you got to forgive yourself for not dealing with it head on ahead of time. And I'm not telling you to feel guilty, because trust me, the majority of the people that you're going to forgive don't feel guilty about what they did. So you don't have to feel guilty in order to forgive yourself. Okay? Just want to let you know that. Next step. Work on being the very best you that special love in your life deserves. Even if you ain't met it. You know, prepare for the kind of love you want, the kind of love you need. Give it to yourself first to get into the practice of giving it to them. Make sense? Well, if not, it will. On top of that step, be content with who you are, but always find new ways to improve yourself and work on it one goal at a time. You cannot fix everything about you all at one time. It can be 3 things. It can be 30 things. Either way it goes. If you tackle all of those shortcomings at the same time, you're going to drive yourself nuts. Okay? Once you do all of this, finally, focus on what kind of mate you want. Okay, now, everybody knows who has done the computer dating thing, the chat line thing, the get to know you phase. Everybody has been asked this question. What are you looking for in a mate? Well, that is so vague that what I decided to do was give you a little help on how to figure that out. Okay? Um, since everybody knows what they don't want in a mate, start off with that. You know? And just make a list of I don't want an alcoholic, or I don't want somebody with kids, or I don't want somebody with a criminal record. Now, usually when you leave it just like that, you'll find somebody who has all three. But we'll get into that topic later. But to make sure that you don't get what you don't want, when you finally make the list of all the things that you don't want in a mate, then I want you to make a second list of turning all of those negatives into positives. Okay? For instance, you don't want somebody who has kids. Say, I want a mate that has no kids. Okay? You don't want a mate that smokes. Okay? Then say, I want a mate that has no interest in smoking. And you don't want somebody with a criminal record. Okay. So you can turn that into I want a mate that has no criminal record. You're saying the same thing, but you're eliminating the word don't. Okay? And trust me, you can say the things that you're looking for in a person and just reword it. Okay? This is a bonus play. I did this and it really helped me frame my mind around the ideal guy that I wanted. Okay? And it's very simple. Make a playlist, mixtape, mix CD, whatever. Make a playlist of music that explains best exactly what you want in a healthy relationship and play it at least once every day. You don't have to play it only once, but at least once. Okay? And those are the ways that you can go about getting rid of your emotional baggage. And there it is.